The energy around you feels heavier than a ton of bricks, like there's a real deep connection that stretches beyond yonks and miles. Someone, somewhere, was getting a bit teary when they were talking about you. And those tears weren't for nothing. Mate, weren't just some random thing. They were loaded up with memories, longing, maybe even a bit of regret, or perhaps a love so big you couldn't put it into words. The angels reckon this strong emotion's coming from a soul missing you something. Fierce, missing your spark. The mark you left on a heart that just can't forget you. Could be a mate who drifted away. A love that didn't know how to stick around. A rally feeling your absence. Or even someone who never plucked up the courage to say what they were feeling. But what matters ain't who, but what it all means. You got to that person in a way like no other. Having a bit of a cry talking about someone ain't being weak as water. It's proof that the bond was genuine, deep, and still kicking on in some way. Your guardian spirit reckons those tears might be from pure missing, gratitude, or even some tucked away regret. There's words left unsaid, things done in the past, and maybe that soul just needs a nudge, a bit of forgiveness, or another go at it. If your gut's telling you a name, trust it. If your heart did a little flip when you read this, don't brush it off. There's something bigger going on, an energy calling out for healing, understanding, and maybe even a catch-up. What are you feeling knowing all this? Is there someone in your heart who's still calling you, even if it's just in their thoughts? Your guardian spirit wants you to know that no tear shed thinking of you has gone to waste. There's something sacred about a good cry, a vibe that's spreading through the universe and carrying quiet messages. Those tears could be from missing you bad, a love that's still burning bright behind the scenes, or forgiveness that's never been given. If someone's cried talking about you, it means your presence left a bloody good impression. You marked that person's soul, something that time and distance couldn't wash away. And now, your guardian spirit's asking you to have a think. Does this connection need a bit of a revive? Is there something you reckon still unfinished? Sometimes the angels let these feels bubble up so things can be sorted. Might be a mate who moved on, but still thinks of you fondly. Could be a love that couldn't quite move on 'cause you left, a gap no one else filled. Might be a family member missing you, but not knowing how to reach out. If this has come to you now, it ain't just a fluke. The universe is giving you a heads up that something needs sorting, that there's some energy shifting about. Close your eyes for a tick and ask your heart, what name pops up? Who springs to mind? If your heart's got an answer, that's your intuition talking. And your guardian spirit wants you to know there's a path to healing, whether it's through saying, sorry, having a yarn, or just sending love their way in your thoughts. Not every connection needs to be back in the flesh, but they can all be brought into harmony in spirit. If this person was weeping talking about you, maybe they've got a ripper of a love tucked away that they never knew how to show right. Or maybe there's a regret, a pain still echoey from something that went down between you. But there's something real important your guardian spirit wants you to get. You ain't responsible for anyone's pain, but you can lend a hand in healing. If your heart's telling you to reach out to him, do it. If you feel like just sending up a prayer, that's all right too. The main thing is that you respect that bond in the way that feels right to your soul. Now take a deep breath and tell yourself, I'm sending Amata Luz to this soul. May everything that needs fixin' get fixed. May peace come to both our hearts. By doing that, you're chucking off any heavy vibes and letting love be the big boss. In this connection, your guardian spirit's right there with you, pointing you in the right direction. And take it from me, what's real always finds its way back. Your guardian spirit reckons this link's stronger than you reckon. If someone was getting a bit weepy when they mentioned you, it means there's a hidden thread still binding your souls together. Even if time's flown by, even if it's gone quiet as a mouse, that deep feeling's still kicking round in that person's heart. Could have been a tear of missing you, that quiet ache that comes when not having someone round gets too much to handle. Or it could have been a cry of regret, remembering something that could have gone down different, but didn't 'cause of pride, fear, or just how things were. Maybe that person copped on too late how good you were, and now they're lugging around something they never sorted out. But there's something your guardian spirit wants you to understand. Nothing happens by chance, mate. If that feeling's popped up now, it's for a good reason. The universe is bringing that energy out so something can be sorted, changed, or sussed out. Do you reckon there's something unfinished in your story with that person? Do you reckon you should have said something that got stuck in your craw? The angels reckon that when a bond's for real, it doesn't break from distance, time, or tough times. Even if you've gone down different paths, even if life's pulled you apart, the connection's still there on some level. And those tears welling up are showing that. If that person's missing you, but can't pluck up the courage to get in touch, maybe their soul's calling out for a makeup, even if it's just a quiet one. Maybe they need your forgiveness, even if they never got around to asking. Maybe they just want you to know they still think of you, that they still hold on to memories and times that were special. Now, your guardian spirit wants you to do a little trick. Close your eyes for a few secs and picture that person standing in front of you. Get a feel for their vibe. Suss out what pops up inside your heart. What are you feeling? Peace, sadness, missing them, love, a bit of hurt? Whatever comes up, just watch it. No judging. Just feel. Then take a deep breath and say to yourself, I'm letting go of any hurt, grudges, or missing them that's still between us. May peace fill our hearts. May love be the only vibe that hangs around. If you reckon you should send a message, a prayer, a memory, go for it. But if you feel like the best, things to just let that energy go and move on in peace, trust that too. Your guardian spirit's leading you down the right track. Life's a funny old game, and we often bump into people again at just the right time, when we're ready to learn, grow, and sort out what's been left behind. True love never fades away, it just changes shape. Your guardian spirit's still right beside you, wrapping you up in an energy of love and clarity. It wants you to know that everything that's coming to the surface now's got a purpose. Those tears weren't wasted, and neither's your gut feeling that this message means something special to you. There are bonds in life that just don't break, even when words stop and distance sets in. Some connections are written beyond time, on pages that the soul knows, even when the mind tries to forget. The heart knows when something needs sorting, and maybe that's what's going on right now. If someone was getting teary talking about you, it could be 'cause your name's still ringing in their ears like a dream they can't shake off. Maybe they're having a bit of a think about things, feeling the absence of what you meant to them. And even if pride or fears shut them up from saying what needed to be said, their heart can't hide what it's feeling. Your guardian spirit reckons you shouldn't ignore that gut feeling. If something inside you was touched by this message, it's 'cause that connection still got something to teach you. Maybe it's time to forgive, to understand, to set free. But there's something real important you gotta remember. This story ain't just about the other bloke. It's about you too. How do you feel knowing someone got a bit choked up talking about you? Does it make you miss him? Sad? Relieved? Does your heart want to get back together? Or does it reckon you just need to let it go? The angels tell us that every relationship that rocks up in our lives has a reason. Some come to teach us about love, others come to teach us how to say goodbye. Some are lessons in giving all you got, others are lessons in setting boundaries. If your heart reckons you should send a message, a sign, a prayer, go for it. If it feels like you just need to move on in peace, that's alright too. The truth is, it doesn't matter if that person's part of your life now or just in the past. What matters is what that connection brought to your journey. Close your eyes for a sec and picture a thread of light connecting you to that person. That thread might be loaded up with memories, missing them, words left unsaid. Now, picture that light filling up with love and peace. See that person getting that energy, wherever they are. Feel the lightness come into your heart. I'm letting go of any pain or heaviness in this connection. I'm picking love, peace, and gratitude. May everything that needs fixing get fixed. Amata Luz, your guardian spirit's smiling down on you, 'cause it knows your soul's on a journey of growing. Some answers will come in time, others will come with accepting things. What's important is that you keep going with a light heart and peace of mind. If this message touched your heart, trust that your guardian spirit brought you exactly what you needed to hear. Your guardian spirit's staying right beside you, wrapping you up in a peaceful light, pointing your heart in the right direction to suss out this connection in a deeper way. Nothing happens by accident, and if this message found you now, it's 'cause there's something that needs seeing, feeling, or sorting out. Those tears that person shed talking about you are more than just a quick emotion. They're carrying the heart of a bond that's still kicking on in the spirit world. Maybe that person was missing you something fierce and out of the blue, like a bit of the past was thumping away inside them again. Or maybe it was a moment of clarity, where they finally sussed out how good you were and everything you meant to their life. The angels reckon that we often only cop on how great a love, a friendship, or a connection is when we ain't got it around no more. The pain of regret can be deep, and the weight of words not said can become a burden that follows the soul around. Maybe that person wished they'd done things different, but time and how things were just didn't let them. The universe chucks us chances for healing all the time. Maybe this person's waiting for a sign from you, a word that brings peace, a gesture that wraps things up in a loving way. Or maybe they just need to feel, even if it's quietly, that they've been forgiven, remembered, or loved. If you feel in your heart that you should do something, do it gently, without expecting nothing. Just let love be your guide. But if you feel like the best way is to just send good vibes, trust that that's enough too. Not every connection needs a face-to-face. Some just need a spiritual send-off, so both souls can move on in peace. Now, take a deep breath and close your eyes. Picture that person wrapped in a gold light, getting all the love and healing you want to send. See a thread of energy between you that slowly lights up, gets softer, till it turns into pure peace. I respect everything we went through. I'm letting go of any pain, grudges, or clinging on. May only love and gratitude stick around. May Amata Luz guide our paths, wherever they take us. By doing that, you're letting that connection change, whether it's to meet up again or to say goodbye in peace. Your guardian spirit's smiling, 'cause it knows you're on the right track, trusting what your soul feels. Your guardian spirit's still right beside you, whispering that everything you're feeling now is part of something bigger. Those tears weren't just a one-off, but an echo of something that's still kicking round in the universe. An energy looking for a solution, understanding, or just acceptance. Maybe you felt that same feeling without knowing why. A sudden thought about that person, a tight chest for no reason, a memory that popped up out of nowhere. These are sneaky ways the universe reminds us that some connections never fade away completely. Some are soul bonds that know each other beyond this life, and even if paths have split, there are lessons that stay alive inside us. Your guardian spirit wants you to know that everything's got a purpose. If that person cried talking about you, it means that somehow your energies are still tangled up in the spirit world. Maybe they need your forgiveness, or maybe they need you to know that you always cared, even without showing it the right way. But there's something real important. Here, those tears might also be showing your own journey. Sometimes, when someone else feels our absence deep down, it means we're going through a bit of a change, where we need to leave the past behind. It could be a sign that you're growing in spirit, and that some ties need to be looked at different, so you can move forward feeling lighter. And then, the question pops up. What do you want to do with this connection? If there's something inside you that wants to look that person up, hear their voice, suss out what they're feeling, go for it. Sometimes, just asking, "How are you?" can open doors to a yarn that brings the healing you both need. But if your heart says this story's done its job, and the best way to honor that connection is to move on, then let that energy go with love. The main thing is that any decision is made with a clear head and peace in your heart. Not every bridge needs to be rebuilt, but they can all be lit up with understanding and gratitude. Your guardian spirit reckons you should do one last thing. Now. Close your eyes and picture that person standing in front of you. See their eyes, their face. Feel the energy of this spiritual meetup. And now, say to him in your head, "I'm grateful for everything we went through. I accept what was. I'm letting go of what needs to go. May peace and love always be with us." By doing that, you're letting that connection find its own way, whether it's catching up again or saying a loving goodbye. Trust what your soul's telling you. The universe always points those who are listening in the right direction. This Ripper mantra wraps up one chapter and brings in a fresh blast of hope. On your journey, Amada Luz, if these words hit the spot, chuck us a sub on the channel for more angelic tips. Drop a comment too, to fire up this powerful energy. The angels are right there with you, leading you every step of the way towards true love. Don't forget to give it a like and share this message with those who need a bit of guidance.